what's up guys? This is Feeds back again. This time we're going to be doing a video about the 1.1 update. This update is actually really cool because they finally released the Dwarf faction. In addition to they did some tuning updates, and we'll talk more about those at the end of the video. But just kind of touch on it first. The new Dwarf race that came out, they allowed some new heroes to come out with it. So of course you have your legendary that comes with it, Mountain King. There was a little controversy about this at first because he was relatively weak as far as his damage output, based on just kind of looking at his abilities. So they did buff his ability to be based on HP and attack, as to where before it was based on attack. Still haven't gotten him, so I don't really have a chance to test him. But from what I've seen, people have been relatively satisfied with it. You have Grizzled Jarl and Rock Breaker, defense and defense heroes, Magic and Spirit with their affinities. You have Beast Wrestler with attack and a force affinity, Bulwark rare with defense and void affinity, Butcher rare and support with spirit affinity, and then Grumbler with rare HP magic affinity, and then Honor Guard rare HP with magic affinity, and then of course your uncommons, defense with force affinity, line infantry, and then Slicer uncommon attack with spirit affinity. And then, of course, they're also giving the opportunity until August 11th to get double dwarves as you summon. I tried this with about 40 shards. I didn't get any, unfortunately, when it comes to it. So I'm very sad about that in regards to not getting one. I actually got one, but I haven't had a chance to really try them out yet. They are releasing some new tournaments. They're going to be releasing the Fire Knight Tournament, Dragon Tournament, and Spider Tournament. Yay. The rules are simple: with artifacts or accessories, by raiding those dungeons, locations earn tournament points, win rewards. Keep an eye open. They might start at any moment. That just means they're coming up anytime soon. To be honest, those tournaments, the first tournament that I really participated in, the one where they gave out actual like reward gifts and stuff, was pretty cool. I wish they'd do something like that to where everything contributed to it instead of just doing one farm. Mainly because farming Fire Knight or farming Dragon may not be beneficial to some people, and it's only worthwhile after so many times, especially if you have the gear that you need from them, or so on and so forth. And then of course, new clan boss update. The Ultra Nightmare difficulty has been added to, as well as new clan boss chest. We've also rebalanced the rewards for all the difficulties. The Ultra Nightmare, I will tell you that even the top tier arena or nightmare clan boss killing teams have said that their teams aren't strong enough yet to do those bosses without having to buy extra keys. So the Ultra Nightmare is a new challenge and a new difficulty for sure, and it'll be interesting to see what kind of teams kind of pop up in the regards to that, of doing stuff like that. And then of course, any affinity dungeon can now be open 24 hours with gems. Open time will be extended if the dungeon opens according to its normal schedule during this time, which is really cool. I think the gem expense, 200 gems, is a lot of gems to have spent to open up one area. But I can totally understand if you needed to farm a ton of potions, why it would be worthwhile. For me, 200 gems is just way too much in my mind for that stuff. So hopefully Plarium will make an adjustment to that sooner or later. Maybe like 100 gems or 150 gems. The drop rate for epic and legendary champions from void shards has been increased. Now the rates are exactly the same as ancient shards. What that means is it's still bad. Instead of 95%, you have 91% chance for rares. And for rares, for epics, I think it's like 2% or something like that, or 4% or something like that. And then the rest goes to legendary, which is like a 0.5% chance. So they did not do us really that good of a favor, guys. They've made some adjustments too, of course, to some of the heroes. So Altan, they increased the chance of placing decreased attack debuff from 25% to 60. That's good. He needed a buff. Astrolith, they added an aura skill, increase the speed of all allies in arena by 28%. Skill 3, Judgment, now boosts turn meter of all allies if the attack is critical. Wow. Now gains an extra turn and decreases the cooldown of the skill by 3 turns if this champion's HP is lower than 20% after the exchange. So they really buffed her, Astrolith. She needed it. Baron, damage increase per buff has been decreased. That's good. Dracomorph, I have Dracomorph. A video will be coming out on him soon. Now damage increased by 10% for each debuff on the target. This is really good for clan boss. Just so you know, his damage goes up by about 300% with these buffs, and of course the right team optimization. Now places 4 hits, used to be 3 hits. Now places the poison debuff with 100% chance for 3 turns, used to be 2 turns. And then now places 60% decreased debuff, decreased defense debuff instead of 30%. So ultimately, they made his kit really good. He's gonna be one of the better clan boss fighters. People are gonna wish they hadn't got rid of him or they had leveled him up and geared him up better than they did. What you'd probably want to run with this guy, just to be honest, would be potentially Giant Slayer or War Master, depending upon how his A1 works. I forget how many times it attacks. Probably War Master. And then what you want to do with it as well is run speed with like survivability. So make him like a HP hero, just for the amount of damage he can do to it. Or you can run pure like crit damage with it, and then just allow him his A1 to do a ton of damage with the debuffs. And make sure you have a good support that comes with it. So there's a lot of opportunity there when it comes to it. I've heard nothing but good news from people who have actually tried Dracomorph out. But puts you in a pretty good spot. And then of course you have Raglan. Skill 1, Repent, decreased multiplier, now places 3 hits and fills the turn meter of 1 ally on each hit. Selects a new ally each time. Skill 2, Mercy, increased multiplier, decreased cooldown from 5 turns to 4 turns. And then of course Miracle, down from 7 turns to 3 turns when it comes to it. Tomb Lord, now places 2 poison debuffs instead of 3. Ascended version, if the hit is critical, places 4 poison debuffs. It no longer always lands as a critical hit. Now gains skill 3. Now gains an extra turn if the enemy's turn meter has fully reset by the skill. Valkyrie, decreased cooldown from 6 turns to 4 turns on Stand Firm. This is a awesome change. That is her counterattack ability. So effectively, once it's maxed out, you can get it down to 3 turns, which is on par with Martyr, which makes her exceptionally stronger than she was before. That also puts a shield on there as well, and I think a block defense, increased defense debuff as well. So it makes it really good. Faceless, they increase the multiplier of Ice Bolt. Durang, they decrease the cooldown from 5 turns to 4 turns on Talons. Seer, skill 3, Karma Burn, now also has a 50% chance of placing a sleep debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. The chance of placing the sleep debuff increases by 5% for each buff removed and inflicts less damage to bosses. Terror Beast, skill 2, Shriek, now attacks twice at random. Now places 30% reflect damage buff on all allies for 3 turns. Flesh Feast, now places a stun debuff for 2 turns if the target survives. Vergus, who definitely needed a change, changed effect and a chance, now has 40% chance of placing a 30% reflect damage buff or random ally for 2 turns, used to be decreased accuracy. So that's awesome. That's better. That makes them a little bit more viable. Not by much, but still okay. Duration of existing buffs prolonged and new effects added. Now places 50% chance continuous heal buff, a 15% chance increased speed buff, and a 30% chance reflect damage buff, and a 50% ally protection buff on target ally for 3 turns. This is actually really good. You run this with like a Prince Kaima or someone who can reset cooldowns, or run him with the speed build and get him to go as often as possible. You could effectively have 2 or 3 characters with this up already, which would make him really viable. And then of course, Steel Boyer, increased multiplier for big aim, increased cooldown from 6 turns to 7 turns. Now places 1 hit, used to be 3 hits. So that was a big nerf to her there. And then of course they fixed some stuff on the UI. Multi-battle change, your team's leader will now remain in the team even if they reach max level. We've also updated the UI. Add option to destroy artifacts. You can now destroy already equipped artifacts for free. Changes to the referral program. Red dot indicator. The indicator will not appear if at least 1 slot of your referral list is occupied. So that's good. And then of course Shaman, Jizo, High Katun, Yaga the Insatiable, Dark Aethel can no longer be summoned from Sacred Shards. Thank you, Jesus. I wish they'd refund us back for the ones that did get shamans out of the Sacred Shards, but let's take baby steps at the moment. And then of course, as you can see, they say they've been busy. We hope you like this update. If you do, or if you don't, jump over our forums and tell us about it. And then of course, oh, we didn't mean to do that. Dang it. And then of course, the last thing. So they are going to be releasing more heroes. This was as of 2 days ago. They said they're going to be. The art of magic takes many forms. Most are arcane and intricate, some even ostentatious. But when the spells and potions are made for war, the creators turn their gaze towards the practical. Not long ago, until Shire, rumors began circulating of a potion that renders one nearly invisible to the naked eye. A useful tool for spies, of course, But for fighters, it would be priceless. Hundreds of champions have ventured out in hopes of obtaining this secret, but only so many can succeed. So that probably means that there's going to be a character that will be immune for a couple turns because we can't see them, or that their openers will be based on doing damage, kind of like a rogue, or there's going to be a rogue class, or a rogue race, which we've already know that there is going to be a rogue race. They disclosed that a while back, so it's exciting to see that it's going to happen. So that'll be it for this, guys. If you guys liked it, go ahead and hit the follow button below. If you liked enough to follow me, go ahead and hit the subscribe button up top. And if not, go ahead and feel free to leave me a comment below and let me know what I can do better for you guys. Aside from that, you guys stay summoning, or keep summoning, and be happy.
Run! It's gonna be a left click. It's gonna be a left click. Yeah!